The Service to the Citizen Champions of Change program is honored to celebrate its 7th year, recognizing excellence in the services provided by public servants and industry partners. These heroes work tirelessly to deliver outstanding government services to customers and employees. Tonight, we are honoring their commitment to continually improving these services, resulting in a positive impact on the public's lives. Please welcome Martha Dorris to the stage.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to the 2024 Service to the Citizen Awards. I'm Martha Dorris and I will be your host for this evening's celebration. Please stand and join us for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Danielle, and thank you for what a beautiful version of the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem. Thank you for joining us today, this evening, for our 7th annual Service to the Citizen Awards. It's an honor for the Public Service Leadership Academy to host this year's celebration. While we're celebrating in person, we have many friends, family, and award winners are participating virtually. So tonight we're recognizing over 600 people across the government and their industry partners. Everyone is listed in the event program, which can be accessed through the QR code on the back of the menu. And winners, please take a look at the programs because there's lots of congratulatory messages in the program. Today's remarks are on the record. We're fortunate to have some media with us tonight to capture the great work that's done across government and industry in delivering better services to the public. If you're a 2024 Service to the Citizen Award winner, please stand and continue standing. If you're a past Service to the Citizen Award winner, please stand as well. Keep standing. We're gonna celebrate everybody. If you're attending virtually, please put in the chat, I'm a proud winner of the Service to the Citizen Awards. So thank you, public servants, for their service. It's because of this community. I mean, this is a pretty tight-knit community of people who deliver better service to the public, and to provide services to the public based on their needs and expectations. So to date, over 1,300 people have been recognized for their hard work and dedication to improving government services. I'm going to let you guys sit now. They're truly champions of change. It's, you know, when we were conceiving of this program and trying to determine what that tagline was going to be, and saw that out at the Indian Wells tennis tournament and saw champions of change, I knew right there that that's what we needed as part of this Service to the Citizen program. But we can't do it alone. We have a lot of people who help us with this. As you can tell, this is not a small feat, and there's only a couple of us within the Public Service Leadership Academy. So I'd like to do some, important thank yous. And it's really because of all of you who are here, attending in person and virtually, that makes this possible. We're here to spotlight the great work of everybody. Nominations, if we did not get the nominations, thank you for taking the time to create those nominations, and thank those people who have done great work. We take also great pride in the commitment of enhancing government service, and this dedication is clearly demonstrated by the impressive increase in the number of nominations that we received this year. We got double the nominations this year that we did in the previous year. So I'd also like to thank the selection committee, who is a group of former government executives, and it is a labor of love because of all the nominations. Our selection committee includes Alan Balutis, Mariella Cardona, Mary Davey, Greg Giddens, Marianne Monroe, Jim Williams, and Stacy Vasquez. So please, selection committee, could you please stand?
This one.
I don't know what the award. I think like a citizen something award.
Again, thank you to everybody who is here participating in person and virtually. This is a community that doesn't just value the latest and greatest in technology. It's about the people and the technology and bringing together the service delivery. So our volunteers, we've had people here volunteering all afternoon, putting cookies on tables and coins and menus and programs. So thank you to all of our volunteers. And finally, and last but certainly not least, to our sponsors who make this event possible. Many of you have sponsored this for the entire 7 years that we've been doing this. And our diamond sponsor is Maximus. Thank you so much, Maximus. Our platinum sponsor is Carahsoft. Thank you, Carahsoft. I'd like to thank Censure, a teleperformance company, for the great receptions that you had tonight. Thank you, Censure. The category sponsors are the Clearing. Thank you, Clearing. The Clearing. And our gold sponsors include Accenture Federal Services, Adobe, Boston Consulting Group, Carahsoft, Cisco, Deloitte, Elastic, Granicus, General Dynamics, ICF, Maximus, Medallia, New Axis Innovations, Qualtrics, Southpoint, and Technical Ascent. Our name tag sponsor is Acquisition Solutions, or ASI Government. Everybody needs their fair share of the love tonight. So the photo booth is also with Carahsoft. The photographer is FMP Consulting. Our challenge coin is Technical Ascent. And the registration desk is Community, CX, and Direct Interactions. So thank you to all of our sponsors, because obviously we wouldn't make this happen without you. So if you're tweeting from today's event, please use the hashtag STTC Awards, And for those of you who are virtual, please feel free to chat and congratulate the winners. As we reflect on this time of year, it's a perfect moment to recognize the profound honor of being a public servant. Every public servant, whether career or political, takes an oath of office not to a party or to an individual, but to the Constitution of the United States. They commit to a cause greater than themselves, embracing a role that offers unparalleled fulfillment. On their first day in office, they pledge their truth, faith, and loyalty to the United States of America. Every individual in government service, from the newest recruit or GS1 to the President of the United States, takes that oath. We often overlook the significance of the oath. It doesn't mention financial rewards, stock options, or bonuses. Instead, it's a commitment to serving our country. All the public servants honored here today have taken this oath of office and dedicated themselves to serving in government. Enhancing services for the public, federal employees, and government customers is not a partisan issue, so we look forward to continuing to celebrate these achievements in the future. So to get us started, I'm pleased to introduce Craig Abod, President and founder of Carahsoft Technology Corporation, who will introduce our opening speaker. This year, Carahsoft is a platinum sponsor of the awards. Craig founded Carahsoft by merging his entrepreneurial drive with over 25 years of expertise in government sales, marketing, and contract management. His vision has transformed the way technology is marketed and sold in the public sector. So welcome to Craig Abod.
Martha, thank you for the warm introduction. Carahsoft, in collaboration with our extensive network of technology solution vendors and our reseller and integrator partners, many of which are here co-sponsoring with us tonight, is dedicated to supporting the public sector organizations across federal, state, and local governments and education segments. Throughout our 20 years in business, we've had the privilege of supporting many of the groups and agencies that have been recognized as this year's Service to the Citizen winners. Congratulations to all the winners and all the nominees for your exemplary public service. We acknowledge the government's commitment to building a people-first and customer-focused culture to drive to continued digital transformation and continue to meet people where they are and leverage new and innovative technologies to not only address the needs of the present, but anticipate the needs of the future. We're proud to host, as a company, hundreds of educational events every year with our vendors that focus on these initiatives. And moreover, we're immensely grateful for the opportunity to participate in tonight's events and celebrate the government's achievements in delivering excellent service. It's really a pleasure to be able to introduce the 50th Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service, Danny Werfel. Commissioner Werfel brings a wealth of experience in both public and private sector. As the Commissioner of the IRS, he's responsible for overseeing the nation's tax system, which collects about $4 trillion annually, representing 96% of the total receipts of the United States. And his leadership extends to managing an agency of approximately 95,000 employees and an annual budget of only $12 billion. Before his current role, Commissioner Werfel was the global leader of Boston Consulting Group's public sector practice, where he provided strategic guidance to government agencies worldwide on finance, service delivery, transformation plans, and risk assessment initiatives. His career in the federal government spans over 15 years, including a notable term as the acting commissioner of the IRS in 2013. And an extensive experience also includes serving as the controller and later the deputy director of management at Office of Management and Budget, where he was instrumental in improving financial management and program integrity across the federal government. Under Commissioner Werfel's leadership, the IRS has focused on several key priorities. He's committed to ensuring that taxpayers have more access and a modern experience while engaging with the IRS, with an emphasis on digitizing processes and moving interactions online. He's also dedicated to reducing scams, particularly those targeted at underserved communities and the elderly. One of the IRS's significant recent accomplishments under Commissioner Werfel's leadership is the introduction of the direct file, which was successfully used in this year's filing system. I'm also pleased to acknowledge that several members of the IRS under Commissioner Werfel's leadership are winners tonight, including the Government Executive of the Year, Ken Corbin, who has made remarkable contributions to public service. Thank you. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Commissioner Danny Werfel. Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to take everyone back to August 4th, 1997. Why that day? That is actually my first day in the U.S. government, my first day as a public servant. And I started my career at the Office of Management and Budget, and there's a few people here that started their career at OMB in this era. And for those who started their career at OMB in this era, your first day is special because at orientation on your first day back then, the general counsel at OMB, a guy by the name of Bob Damas, is no longer with us, would stand in front of the room and give the most incredible, impassioned speech about the role that you're taking on. He would talk to you about the history of OMB, the role of the public servant, the role of the OMB examiner, and I sat there with my jaw dropped. I was inspired in a way that I didn't expect to be on my first day. And this first moment, meeting someone so passionate about the mission of their organization that they had served for decades, who had taken time and energy to understand the agency's history, its role in government, and knew how important it was to inspire that first day employee on the journey they were about to go on. I had my first hero in government. And over the course of the rest of my career, in and out of government, but most of that time in government, I look back on the highlights of my career, dotted by the people like Bob that inspired me. That's really the story that I think of in my career. And that brings me to these various moments, including what was just referenced in 2013. I went from being the acting deputy director of OMB to being the acting commissioner of the IRS in a very challenging moment, maybe one of the most challenging moments in the history of the great organization that is the IRS. The organization was rocked by a crisis. The previous leadership had resigned, and I walked into an extraordinarily stressful situation and a very stressed out leadership team. And early on in the first few days, we realized that one of the things we needed to do was to bring someone into the center of the controversy that could help calm people, build morale, have credibility, be someone who's walked in their shoes. And we really built this profile of this superhero that could go in to the center of the controversy and start to rebuild. And I looked around the leadership table and I said, do we have someone like that at the IRS that can do it? And they said, yes, his name is Ken Corbin. And I said, oh, I haven't met Ken yet. I'd like to meet him. And I did, and we deployed Ken from another part of the IRS to go in, and he was, as you would expect, masterful in handling this situation. And now, born for me, was yet another hero and another inspiring figure. And then I was so fortunate, 10 years almost to the day that I left the IRS to walk back into the commissioner's office once again, 10 years older, hopefully 10 years wiser. And this time it was a very different situation and has been a very different situation. We're not in a crisis. We have an unbelievable moment, a historic moment for the organization. But today we're building something. We're on a journey, the start of a critically important journey that's about investing in people, investing in technology, changing the way we serve taxpayers. And I looked around the room knowing that there's no way I'm getting this job done by myself in any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be the people of the IRS and our partners that are going to get this done. And fortunately, you know who's staring across from me from the table? Is Ken Corbin. And this is the thing about your heroes in government. They're still there. They're there day in and day out, month, year, decade, putting in the hard work to serve the critical mission of our government agencies and the work that we do. Ken doesn't do it alone. We have roughly 70 winners tonight that I'm so proud of. Such an important, yes. When I talk to IRS employees, I often talk about how underappreciated we can be as an organization. I like to say it's in the brochure. We're the tax collector. I say it's so important that we therefore appreciate each other. But I do want to hand it to Martha, the Public Service Leadership Academy, for year in and year out, being the type of champion for public service, for federal employees, and the type of champion that really helps the IRS celebrate what we do and the accomplishments that we've had. Now, when I talk to IRS employees, I do one other thing. I tell them to, and I do this at every town hall and in leadership meetings all the time. I did it this week with the leadership team. I said, I want you to picture this room 30 years from now. And I want you to picture what that room would say, this future IRS looking back at the IRS today. And they're going to say, wow, this IRS had an unbelievable opportunity that had never occurred before and probably will never occur since. That opportunity came from the Inflation Reduction Act, which after years of budget cuts gave us tens of billions of dollars to build an IRS for the future. It is an enormous opportunity, never been given to this federal agency before, likely never to be given again. And I think about that, and it's weighty, it can be overwhelming, but it also inspires me, and I think inspires the team. And I know because of Ken and the 70 award winners and many others across the IRS, that this organization 30 years from now, they're in good hands. And I feel that about the entire government. You know, I really believe in my heart that the challenges we face today as a nation and a government are uniquely complex. The stakes could not be higher. And 30 years from now, government agencies and this Leadership Academy and the room 30 years from now will look back on this moment as an inflection point. And I think all the winners today give me confidence, along with the rest of the government, that we are up to the task and that we are putting the government in very good hands to sustain a very successful and exciting future. Now, we need to do this in collaboration. We need to do this by celebrating our successes. And I really want to thank the Public Service Leadership Academy, Martha's leadership, and the entire team, because these moments should energize us for the tough roads ahead, for the hard work. And I'm so proud to be able to be here to introduce the event, to celebrate Ken and the other IRS employees, and to celebrate the winners across government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danny, very much for or Commissioner Werfel, for your extraordinary remarks. It made me think, 30 years from now, I don't know if I'll be here, but thank you so much. Anyway, it's our pleasure to be able to host this every year and to really recognize and celebrate all of these great accomplishments. So to present our 2024 Government Executive of the Year, which we've just heard a little bit about, and he's my hero too, actually, I'm pleased to introduce Bruce Caswell, the Chief Executive Officer at Maximus. Since taking the helm in 2018, Bruce has been instrumental in steering Maximus through transformative growth, helping governments modernize and deliver on some of the world's most vital programs. Under Bruce's leadership, Maximus has expanded its focus on improving customer and citizen experiences, delivering innovative digital solutions that help government agencies enhance services and move their missions forward. From large-scale healthcare initiatives to advancing technology and citizen engagement, Bruce's vision ensures that Maximus is at the forefront of helping governments navigate complex challenges. So please join me in welcoming Bruce Caswell.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'd like to just actually go off script for a moment and reflect on what we just heard from Commissioner Werfel, because one of the key takeaways I took from that was the importance of servant leadership and the importance of values-driven leadership and how it takes such an enormous team to succeed. So I'm going to amend your earlier remarks to say I'm so proud of our entire community of government contractors that support the missions of the agencies we serve, because that's what it really takes. I'll also just take a moment and say, I think the introduction's already been done, because Commissioner Werfel did a phenomenal job describing Ken. And I will say, when you see the smile on this gentleman whom I'm about to introduce, when he comes up here, you'll understand what an honor it is for me to be here tonight. So let me just take a moment and talk a little bit about Kenneth Corbin, Chief of Taxpayer Services at the IRS. I will say that Ken's career has been marked by exemplary service to the U.S. government. His contributions to the IRS have showcased the depth of his ability to lead innovation and implement new emerging technologies that deliver better services and customer experience. And that's why he was selected as the very first IRS Chief Taxpayer Experience Officer, which is amazing. Thank you. Under Ken's leadership, his team has transformed how Americans view and interact with the agency. Amid the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting changes to tax processes, his vision ensured a smoother experience for millions of Americans navigating through very, very difficult times. And for that, we are grateful. In April of this year, Ken began his new role as Chief Taxpayer Services with the specific goal of further improving services to taxpayers. And I have it on good authority that Ken admits, like many of us, to being a bit technologically challenged from time to time and relies on his kids for iPhone and social media assistance. So you might say, how do I reconcile this? Well, who better to have in this role? Ken knows that you shouldn't have to be a CIO to get the service that you need, and it should just be easy. This role exemplifies Ken's leadership and commitment to making access to essential government services easier and more efficient for our citizens. And in my humble view, there is no one more deserving of this honor tonight. So please join me in welcoming to the stage this year's Government Executive of the Year, Ken Corbin.
The smile is present. So as technology goes, my remarks are on my iPhone. I also have them on index cards because I realized sitting here, I've locked my iPhone. I'm not quite sure how to get it done. My kids are watching online. Help. You know, all of us here are about creating experiences for the people who we are honored to serve. whether you're in government or in industry. And it really is, I think we all believe, those moments that stick in our hearts that really matter to everyone we have an opportunity to interact with. So it is really about, I think when we think about the experiences we create, it really is about love at the end of the day. So I thought I would keep my remarks to be kind of a love letter, in a sense, to everyone in this room and everyone who I've had the opportunity to work with. So thank you, first and foremost. I am honored to receive this recognition for leadership and working with the incredible public, tax, federal, and industry community. As I said, leading with the heart is central to the journey, and I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge those who are on the path or the yellow brick road with me. Love is what I believe makes a leader. I want to thank my wife, Diana, a tale as old as time, who is the beauty that made this beast a leader. She's over there. I want to thank my kids, Kenneth and Danielle, that remind me of the importance and meaning of family, meaning no one gets left behind or forgotten. To my siblings, who make sure authentic love is a part of leadership. You all understand, you have siblings. To my parents, to all of our parents, for instilling empathy, civility, and service. I love you, and I miss you. To my IRS family, both past and present, you set the standard, and I want to remind you that service is in our name, and you lead that charge every single day. To the entire tax community, from states to industry, thank you for being partners in the tough times, to helping us be innovative and solving the crises so that we could help those we have an opportunity to serve. It is your innovation, collaboration, and communication that makes us great. I want to say thank you to Martha, Service to Citizens team, for this opportunity. It is my honor to serve, and I don't take it lightly. Lead with love, and remember that creating those moments for those we have the honor to serve, those moments of love will never leave them. And that's what they'll remember about public service and industry. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Ken is a hero of mine as well, so you're not the only one, Danny, Commissioner. Thank you again, Ken, for your dedication and commitment to improving services. I think there's not many people that have worked in the government as long as he has, and if you look at the CX Tipping Point podcast, you'll get to hear all about Lee Becker and Ken Corbin's life in the government. Since he was 16 years old, and never heard a negative word about him. So that's quite an accomplishment. Our goal is to celebrate each winner's unique programs and successes. And today's program will You're going to hear about them today, but also please look at the program, look at the Service to the Citizen website, and our LinkedIn page. We've been sharing the videos and the stories from all of our winners on proud moments serving their customers, and there's some great videos that they've provided to us. So at this time, please enjoy your dinner. We'll resume the program in about 20 minutes, and enjoy. Thank you.
One of my proudest moments I love to do is when I get to sit down and talk to the new employees of the HR Service Center. The men and women who are actually the phone call agents at our contact center. And the reason I enjoy talking to them and instilling to them the importance of their job and role in the organization is they are the first point of contact that our sailors and veterans have when they speak to the agents and they need to get an issue resolved. They have the important job of setting the tone, and first impressions mean everything. And just to instill that into these new employees is vital in the role as customer experience, because customer experience with the My Navy Career Center starts with them. And as part of the customer experience office, myself and my team, we instill that we have professionalism from the beginning to the end, and being that they are the first point of interaction with the sailors, it is vital that they get that right. And we go through some concepts of customer service, customer experience. We also talk to them how to de-escalate phone calls when customers call in that are upset because their cases or their issues haven't been resolved. We talk them through that. We give them basics of phone call etiquette, customer experience, how to do de-escalation, and just overall improving the customer experience for the sailor veteran when they call in for the first time at My Navy Career Center.
Hi, I'm Mike Zarlenga, Credential Modernization Program Manager at Defense Manpower Data Center. And on behalf of the Uniformed Services Identification Card, or USID card, online renewal program team, I want to express our sincerest gratitude to the selection committee for honoring us with the Service to the Citizens Award in the category Building a Customer-Focused Culture. We would also like to congratulate the other award winners and are humbled to be included in this prestigious group. Thanks to the team's collaboration, dedication, and commitment to serving our citizens, we were able to deliver this exciting capability that's had a direct, immediate impact to members of the public.
Since inception, we have helped over 100,000 DoD ID card holders receive their new ID card in the mail. No visit to base and no waiting in line required. We're thrilled that this capability is meeting and exceeding expectations. We're proud to support our service members, veterans, and their families, and are honored to be recognized among the winners of this year's Service to the Citizen Awards.
Over the last 2 decades, HUD has worked to make the FHA Resource Center a first point of contact for housing questions. They launched HUD's first hosted online FAQ site and expanded services to include HUD's National Servicing Center and support for HUD's disaster recovery, multifamily housing, and Office of Healthcare Questions. The FHA Resource Center is grateful to those nominating them, and to the Services to the Citizens Award Committee for this prestigious award.
Y'all are amazing. You have been delivering month after month, day after day, real and innovative changes that have positively impacted the lives of countless families and individuals across the nation.
The best part about being with the FHA Research Center and this team is I get to deal with all aspects of HUD and all different types of customers, and I learn something new every day.
The proud moments for me come when I think about the ways that we've been able to embrace technology and really bring housing resources and information to the American people, allowing them to access that when and how they choose. Just knowing that we're making a difference and changing our processes to assist them and address their concerns in real time.
One of the greatest accomplishments have been with the innovation of the service delivery to our citizens and industry partners. Our team continues to improve the contact center IT technology that supports the FHA Resource Center project, along with the processes our staff utilize to deliver these services. Our ability to listen to the customers' feedback provided by our customers allow us to improve the service delivery of this project.
Thank you so much for this tremendous award. I am deeply honored and grateful to the committee and to everyone who nominated me. Reflecting on my long career with the IRS, I'm proud of the numerous projects and process improvements we implemented. In every improvement effort, I always ask two simple questions. How will this help the taxpayer, our ultimate customer, or how will this help our employees serve taxpayers better? Encouraging our employees to focus on these questions helped underscore the importance of making a meaningful difference for American citizens. Our work in establishing online accounts, enhancing identity theft victim assistance, and improving correspondence processing are just a few examples of how we work to elevate the customer experience. However, the effort to enhance the level of service on the main toll-free customer telephone line stands out as the most impactful achievement. The LOS measure is widely published and used often as a benchmark for evaluating IRS performance. With the substantial funding allocated to the IRS under the Inflation Reduction Act, demonstrating our ability to effectively use these funds and potentially retain them hinged on our capacity to deliver a high level of service. The year before receiving the funds, the filing season LOS was only 15%, which was significantly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and the legislative actions needed to support the country's recovery. The IRS faced overwhelming demand for services. To address this, we emphasized the critical importance of improved performance across the organization. We collaborated with the human capital to rapidly onboard additional customer service representatives, received enhanced telephonic and computer support from IT, and detailed employees from other functions to support the heavy demand. We refined our monitoring techniques to adapt to customer needs and kept everyone engaged with regular updates on our progress. Our collective efforts paid off significantly. The LOS improved from 15% to 85% during this crucial filing season. This remarkable turnaround demonstrated to the external stakeholders that with the appropriate funding, the IRS could deliver exceptional service. I am most proud of this achievement because it reflects our ability to engage everyone in making a substantial difference in the lives of taxpayers in the future of the IRS organization. Thank you all once again for this honor and your support.
I'm Rob King, and my team and I are proud to talk to you about our work at the IRS. The IRS Individual Online Accounts web app allows citizens to access tax information in one spot, securely and quickly. Everything from checking your tax balance to making payments to live chat features is now available at your fingertips.
Let's not forget about the real-time tracking features. Being able to see the status of your tax refunds being processed. It can really ease the stress during tax season. Another example is the ability to view certain audits conducted by mail digitally for the current year and past 6 years, and closed audits within the last 3 months of the current date.
There's more to individual online account than just convenience. It's tailored to provide direct guidance and the tools you need to understand your tax obligations.
Since launching Individual Online Account, our digital features like viewing notices and letters online have not only cut down on paper, but have also made resolving issues faster. Plus, with our new live and virtual chat features, we're able to connect directly and solve taxpayer queries faster than ever. Additional features allow users to seamlessly access transcripts and get an identity protection PIN that provides taxpayers with an additional layer of protection against fraudulent tax returns.
In short, Individual Online Account is more than just a web application. It's a leap into the future for taxpayers. We're incredibly proud of the impact it's had and the positive feedback from all of you. It's an honor to celebrate this milestone with our hardworking team. A huge shout out to everyone who has made the convenience of the digital age accessible to taxpayers and been part of this journey. Thank you for this award.
My name is Evan Davis. I am the Training and Engagement Lead with the VA Immersive team at the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I work with virtual reality and extended reality in VA. I help get that spread across the VA healthcare system. But one of the most exciting parts of my job is to be able to interact with veterans, advocate for veterans, and really give them an experience that's tailored to them. And ranging from anywhere from pain management to stress and anxiety reduction. But one of the coolest ways that I've seen through this technology and my ability to do what I do is I had a veteran at a creative arts festival that I was just trying to give some sort of stress reduction to with a virtual reality headset. And when the veteran took off the headset, I wasn't prepared for how it affected them, but the individual shared that through this technology, this was the first time in 25 years that they were able to see how they used to. And for me as a veteran, that's some of the most proud moments I have, is to be able to create those spaces for veterans and those opportunities for them to be engaged in their healthcare.
Hi, my name is John Pruitt, and I'm the Acting Director of Experience Analytics and Measurement and a Senior Customer Experience Strategist at the Department of Veterans Affairs. I'm honored to receive the Service to the Citizens Award, and congratulations to all of this year's winners and nominees. My journey began in 2005 as a broadcast journalist in the United States Army. Adrian Cronauer, who was portrayed by Robin Williams in the movie Good Morning Vietnam, once said, "Your job as a broadcaster is to see everyone else's job and to tell their stories." And that really inspired me. But over time, I realized that there was a missing and critical element from that synopsis: empathy. Telling someone's story requires feeling their experience and walking in their shoes, even when we can't fully understand their journey. And this realization led me to roles in operations, systems redesign, human-centered design, and experience measurement. And in these roles, customers have often come to me with serious issues, hoping for solutions. One memorable story is about a veteran who was diagnosed with life-threatening cancer and was initially ineligible for VA healthcare. By empathizing with his situation and advocating for him, personally walking his packets through each stage of the process, I helped to secure his care, and when we last spoke many years ago, he happily reported to me his remission. At the VA, I've had the privilege of connecting countless customers with solutions and working with incredible teams to create system or enterprise-level impacts for thousands of veterans regionally and millions of veterans everywhere. So thank you for this award and the recognition, and let's all continue to make the government work for the people we serve.
Hi, my name is Nick Hall, and I'm a principal at Deloitte, and more importantly, I'm a veteran and a mum. I'm so honored to receive this Service to the Citizen Award. My role at Deloitte is to support our government clients in implementing people-first customer experience programs and practices, and making sure that the intended value of a program, a product, you name it, is delivered to those that need it. And I get to do that day in and day out with the VA, which of course is very dear to my heart. You know, customer experience has always been front and center for me. I think being an Army non-commissioned officer, you are wired for this. It's very basic. Take care of your people and be authentic. And it was this ethos that's translated for me into the private sector. Since leaving the Army, I wanted to continue to dedicate my life to service, and have been able to do that through my work with my government clients to make sure our veterans' voices are elevated and acted upon. Customer experience really is an extension of my mission. Outside of my client work, I've been able to design and support a number of programs to support our veterans, including personal health and recovery events at the VA, where I get to lead Deloitte support. My favorite is being able to help our veterans get up on surfboards during the National Veterans Summer Sports Clinic. And also veterans education. With my current program, Women's Employment Boot Camp at Deloitte, WeBC supports women veterans and helps them parlay their known strengths and discover new ones. And by doing this, they really start to rediscover themselves. I'm honored to continue to support the mission in whichever way I can, and most importantly, continue to help others find ways to serve. Cheers.
Our mission at vote.gov is to make it easy for all eligible voters to understand how to register and how to exercise their right to vote. Vote.gov provides accurate, official voting information from the U.S. government to the American public. In March 2021, President Biden passed an executive order on promoting access to voting. This EO tasked GSA to improve the user experience of the vote.gov website. In the summer of 2024, we launched a refreshed website with expanded content and accessibility features.
Because voting happens at the state level, we direct people to their state election websites to register and find state-specific information. The executive order called on vote.gov to help people navigate the whole voting process, especially if they experience barriers to voting. Our new content provides answers to real questions and challenges we heard from people in our user feedback and research sessions. We also provide voting information in many languages so that eligible voters with a low English proficiency can confidently participate in the democratic process. Vote.gov started as a bilingual site in 2016, available in English and Spanish. Today, we cover 96% of the American public by offering 18 languages, with more on the way.
The Vote.gov team is committed to accessibility. We work with disability advocacy groups representing people with limited vision and hearing and difficulty operating computers, and we've integrated their feedback. We added text magnifying and high contrast features. We built the site so it's compatible with screen readers, speech recognition software, and other assistive technologies. We're continually improving the site based on what we hear directly from voters. We're committed to helping every eligible voter get the information they need to exercise their right to vote.
I'm here because I helped create a digital service team at an agency. And in a way, when you lead a digital service team, your employees are kind of your customers because you're helping put them in a position where they can do something they're really good at and have other people carry the load for everything else. Early in the life of digital service at CMS, we collaborated with John Booth and Mary Wallace, who also won awards today, to launch a website and form that helped people understand their rights to an estimate for medical treatment and what to do about it when treatment costs more than the estimate. It's a complicated problem. And I helped the digital service team scope the problem, figure out our approach, and staff it before leaving for parental leave. And then for 3 months, I was gone. And when I came back, I was not at all surprised to see the team had done a good job. But I was very heartened to see that they had done a better job than I would have. And as a leader, nothing makes you happier than seeing you hired people who are smarter than you and did a better job than you would have. That website has now helped thousands of patients, and it is still online at cms.gov/medical-bill-rights.
Hi everyone, my name is Aditi, and I'm on the eMedicare team at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. More than 5 years ago, we launched the eMedicare initiative to improve the digital customer experience for over 66 million seniors and people with disabilities who get their health insurance through Medicare. That includes about 10,000 new people who enroll in Medicare every single day. Through eMedicare, we revamped Medicare.gov. We rebuilt the popular Medicare Plan Finder, consolidated 11 standalone facility tools into a single new Care Compare experience, simplified content and navigation, added live chat, and made sure all of it was mobile optimized for anywhere, any device access. For those enrolling in Medicare, the team launched Hello Medicare, an integrated research-based project to make sure newcomers had everything at their fingertips to find answers and make reliable, confident decisions about their health coverage and care. This included providing extra attention for first-time callers to 1-800-Medicare and creating an annual digital campaign and an expanded email campaign to be sure new enrollees knew what to expect. Through eMedicare, we also launched an online premium payment option to serve the 3.4 million people who pay their Medicare premiums directly. And we're thrilled with the results. Increases in customer satisfaction, record-breaking website traffic, and strong email engagement rates based on healthcare and government industry standards. We're humbled to be recognized for this work, especially because serving the citizens was exactly the point of it. On behalf of the entire eMedicare team, thank you for this honor.
I'm excited to share that after more than 2 years of work, FEMA has successfully implemented the Streamlined Registration Intake process. Streamlined RI is a smarter way for individuals and families to register for disaster assistance with FEMA. This was a huge project, made possible thanks to the contributions by many people and organizations inside and outside of FEMA's Recovery Directorate. However, our Recovery Technology Programs Division was central to the technological advancements needed to achieve success. Through innovative field work, the team reimagined how FEMA could best serve the end-to-end user needs to help survivors after a disaster. The user experience team deployed to the field multiple times and used their on-the-ground research to evaluate and refine the application design, continuously iterating and improving. They met survivors where they were, saw their struggles, and worked hard to deliver a better experience. We know the days and weeks after a disaster can be extremely difficult time for people, and Streamlined RI is another way FEMA is easing the burden on disaster survivors. With this new process, each application will be automatically tailored to the person's specific recovery needs, only requiring information that is relevant to their situation so that we can improve the most assistance possible to them without any extra burden. Additionally, potentially confusing and redundant questions have been rewritten to help applicants more clearly communicate their needs to FEMA when applying. The new process has 25 fewer questions related to home damage assistance. Those changes have led to dramatic decreases in the time it takes survivors to complete their applications. That means we are able to help more survivors more quickly and get them on their road to recovery. We are extremely proud of this innovative solution and the benefits it will bring to disaster survivors, and I'm honored to join in celebrating our Recovery Technology Programs Division with this distinguished award.
On behalf of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, thank you for the esteemed pleasure of being a recipient of the Service to the Citizen Award. Our agency is committed to providing exceptional service to the millions of customers seeking immigration benefits and services annually. And one of our many priorities is customer service support. Following me, you will hear from two of my colleagues who will discuss a few of our new digital tools and how they are improving the customer experience.
X is being recognized for our tenacity in looking for ways to enhance the customer experience. And one of those tools that we have developed is the change of address on our online account. That change of address is for customers who have pending applications or may not have pending applications. And it's very straightforward. The applicant logs into their account, they're able to update their biographic information, they are also able to edit their mailing and their physical address. And they're ready to review and submit it. It's very straightforward. And as a daughter of an immigrant, I know firsthand how stressful this process can be. So I appreciate working on forms such as this one that relieves that stress and anxiety for our stakeholders.
I work directly with our customers. in large engagements and also one-on-one when they need more guidance or want to ask a directed question. These interactions build trust and customer confidence. Another way we build that confidence is by giving customers tools they can use to take an active role in the management of their applications. With personal online accounts, they can view the progress of their applications and update their account details on their own schedule whenever they feel they need to. One of the tools we have given customers is the ability to change their appointment for fingerprinting and photographs. They can choose a date and time that is most convenient for their daily lives, and they can also choose the location. If they are traveling or visiting family in another city, they can choose to have the service provided at the facility closest to them. When we give our customers the ability to make choices and decisions, it provides a much better experience. And I feel like we're really making a positive change in the world and in the lives of our customers.
Hello, my name is Michael Gross.
And I'm Leslie Sheffield. We are with the Office of the Chief Information Officer at the Department of Labor. We're so honored to be recognized as part of the team, along with our colleagues Akanksha Sharma and Ramki Sakalingam, for excellence in delivering digital services.
As we all know, the pandemic has brought a lot of challenges, especially for state workforce agencies who need to support their unemployment insurance programs. One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that everyone has equitable access to fraud prevention mechanisms.
To address this issue, the United States Department of Labor recognized the importance of providing a shared service ID verification program that states could participate in at no cost and with minimal technical impact to the states. The Department of Labor, or DOL, created a systematic approach to onboarding states that minimized the technical lift on states' infrastructure. This department-hosted shared service allows participating state claimants to complete ID verification for their unemployment insurance claim, either digitally with GSA's login.gov or in person at a participating United States Postal Service location.
The best part is that Department of Labor covers the transactional cost of ID verification for state partners for a 2-year period. And we provide technical resources to assist the states in their integration journey. We're extremely proud of this program, and to date, more than 300,000 individual UI claimants across 14 states have benefited from this service. This program allows states to quickly confirm the identity of individuals and gives claimants an equitable path to validate their identity in a timely manner and gain access to much-needed unemployment insurance benefits. Thank you again for recognizing our commitment to delivering this important service to citizens who need them.
Hello everyone, I am Kelly Gravely, an IRS employee. I don't have one particular moment to share with you that I'm proud of. However, I've worked in the digitalization transformation space for over the past 5 years. I am very proud of all of the work that's being done by our dedicated employees to bring functionality to the agency that is allowing us to modernize, alleviate many manual, burdensome processes, and handle less paper. This is not only making jobs easier for our public-facing employees, but also the ultimate end user, our taxpayer.
Hi, my name is Myra Fullerton, and for the last 17 of my 35-year career, I've worked for the federal government, the IRS. I'm humbled and truly grateful to be on this year's recipient list for the 2024 Service to Citizen Award. And as I look back over my career, there are a couple of experiences that really represent the ways that agencies come through for the American taxpayer. Being on a leadership team during the COVID pandemic and continuing operations was truly transformational. We knew we were doing work for the American taxpayer that really mattered. And over the last year, I've worked in a leadership role to help deliver digitalization services to the American taxpayer.
I'm in the Enterprise Program Management Office.
I'm privileged to serve as one of the executive leads on the IT digital transformation team. I've been with the IRS over 14 years, so I'm deeply honored to accept the Service to the Citizen Award. The recognition is a testament to the hard work and dedication of every individual on our team.
Hi, my name is Angela Render, the Chief of the IRS.gov Content Strategy Branch in the Office of Online Services at the Internal Revenue Service. I have the honor and privilege to speak on behalf of an amazing team of people at the IRS who are passionate about serving the public. Filing taxes can be intimidating, complex, and overwhelming, especially for someone who has never filed before. To try and alleviate some of that stress, the First Time Filer Journey team took a bold and innovative approach to the IRS's public-facing website. The team was made up of 43 people from across the IRS, including content strategists, editors, information architects, analysts, tax law experts, user experience researchers, designers, communicators, web publishers, and programmers. In the realm of customer experience, looking at how people interact with processes and technology through the steps in a journey is a proven approach. This team applied that approach for the first time to the most visited IRS.gov web pages, rewriting and restructuring the information to guide people easily from step to step.
Hello. Hello. Please continue enjoying your meal and dessert. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Yasmin Burns, soon to be Dr. Burns, in December, to introduce the award categories. Yasmin serves as a customer experience solution designer at the CDC-based, I've got CDC on the brain, consulting firm, The Clearing. She's an expert in customer experience, employee experience, organizational development, and change. Over 20 years of experience supporting federal clients such as SSA, NASA, GSA, and DoD, among others. Yasmin has helped leaders in complex organizations successfully remove barriers and establish organizational awareness, alignment, and coordinated action, resulting in enhanced customer and employee experiences and community and organization-wide effectiveness. Yasmin is a doctoral candidate at Allen W. and Carol M. Schmidhorst College of Business at Bowling Green State University, where she's completing her PhD in public trust, which I can't wait to hear more about after this is over. She's held numerous positions on boards and received numerous awards for her work. Welcome, Yasmin Burns.
Good morning, good evening, everyone. So Ken, I can't see you. I actually have a yellow folder, not an iPhone. Yeah, that's right. And I was told by my friend Katie that it's a dress accessory. So, Anyways, it's with great excitement that we introduce the esteemed winners of the 2024 Service to the Citizen Awards. These outstanding federal leaders have proven to be true champions of change, showing unparalleled dedication to excellence in delivering vital government services to the public, employees, businesses, and other agencies. Their extraordinary achievements shine as a beacon of leadership, significantly enhancing services that are critical to the American public's daily lives. Tonight, we have the honor of coming together to celebrate their remarkable achievements. Our ongoing commitment is to advance towards a digital-first approach while ensuring that government services remain accessible beyond digital realms. By focusing on simplicity, seamlessness, and security, we're not only enhancing government efficiency, but also elevating employee experiences and fostering public trust. These distinguished leaders have been instrumental in providing essential services over the past year. And we extend our heartfelt gratitude for their unwavering dedication.
Thank you, Yasmin. So let's do it.
In the category of building customer-focused culture and driving improved experiences across government, the winners are John Grill, Customer Experience Officer at the U.S. Department of Defense. The Defense Manpower Data Center Program, Online Uniformed Services Identification Card Renewal Capability at the U.S. Department of Defense. The Center for Medicare Provider Communications Group at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Sanjeev Bagwalia, Assistant Commissioner, Office of Information Technology, and Chief Information Officer at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Janet Pence, Acting Director for the CBP Experience at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Julie Che, Director of the National Recruitment Division at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The Critical Infrastructure Cybersecurity Shared Services Pilot Program Cybersecurity Division at the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The Single Family Housing Resource Center at the Federal Housing Administration in the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The Customer Experience Team at the Social Security Administration. The Office of Research, Demonstration, and Employment Support at the Social Security Administration. Kevin Moorhead, former Deputy Commissioner for Taxpayer Services at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Information Technology Enterprise Program Management Office Individual Online Account Team at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Evan Davis, Training and Engagement Lead in the Office of Healthcare, Innovation, and Learning at the Veterans Health Administration in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. John Pruitt, Acting Director, Experience Analytics and Measurement at the Veterans Experience Office in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Nicola Hall, Principal at Deloitte. Congratulations. Will these winners please stand to be recognized?
Please stand and be recognized. Congratulations again to these winners who created a customer-focused culture. And many of these agencies, you wouldn't think about a customer-focused culture, but we've really embraced this and are demonstrating how it actually applies across the entire government. So this year, I get to announce our Industry Executive of the Year has been a champion for customer experience and improving the lives of veterans for many years. I'm honored to present the Industry Executive of the Year to Lee Becker, a Senior Vice President at Medallia. Lee has greatly improved the experiences of veterans, caregivers, families, and survivors, and has supported numerous agencies across defense and civilian sectors. His impactful work has earned widespread recognition for enhanced service delivery. With 20 years of government service, including roles in the U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Navy Bureau of Medicine and Surgery, and the Department of Veterans Affairs, Lee consistently has demonstrated his leadership. As a Chief of Staff for the Veterans Experience Office, he's driven significant improvements. Lee is known for his teamwork and mentorship, actively engaging in volunteer work, leading forums, and promoting experience management. His contributions include major reports like the Civil Service Modernization Report and the Good Government Connection. Additionally, Lee serves as on Medallia's AI Technology Committee, ensuring its alignment with government needs, and supports the University of Virginia's Customer Experience Leadership Institute and the George Mason University's newest program on excellence in delivering citizen services. Please join me in welcoming Lee Becker.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. It's bright. It's really bright. So, I stand here tonight to celebrate really each of you, the incredible work that's being done for the American people. The work of public servants is often done without applause or recognition, but it is your quiet dedication, your commitment to doing what is right for those you serve that makes all the difference. To the awardees tonight, congratulations. Every day, you rise with purpose, you show up for others, and you make an impact that ripples far beyond what you may ever see. Before we go further, I want to take a moment to thank those who have inspired me along the journey. To Martha Dorris, your decades of service to the citizens have been a constant source of light and motivation for all of us. Your work continues to show us what is possible when we put people at the center of everything we do. Thank you. And to Dr. Davis, grateful to have had the privilege to serve with you across multiple administrations, at the Pentagon, at the VA, with the Veterans Experience Office. Your leadership has guided so many of us, and your vision continues to inspire new paths of service. Thank you for your decades of service, in and out of uniform and more. To each of you here tonight, your commitment to service lifts up not only our government, but also the lives of the people who depend on us. For me, service has been a lifelong calling, whether in the military, in government, or now in industry. I've always believed that our purpose, no matter what the role we play, is to serve others. My path has taken me through many roles, but the lesson has always been the same. It's not about us. It's about those who we are called to serve. Our job, especially in industry, is to ensure that government has everything it needs to fulfill its mission for all the people they serve. We are here to support, to equip, to empower, and that is where the real work happens, when we work together, hand in hand, towards a shared goal of bettering the lives of all American people. I want to take a moment to thank the public sector team at Medallia, who I'm privileged to work with. You embody the spirit of service, and this award is a reflection of the great work you do every single day for those that we serve. To all those we work every day, and to everyone who has played a part in this mission, you are the real change makers. It is your work that makes a lasting difference, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. Let me share a quick story that reminds me every day of why service matters. After one of my military deployments in 2003, I found myself in a very difficult situation. I found myself homeless, living out of my car for a number of months, uncertain of what would come next. I actually considered taking my life. And I'm really grateful that I walked into the Northport VA in Long Island in a state of personal crisis, not knowing what I would find. And in the hallway, a social worker stopped me. I will never forget her. I still don't know her name, and that really bothers me. She could have walked by, but instead she paused. She looked at me in the eye and listened. That small amount, that simple act of owning the moment with care and compassion changed the trajectory of my life. The simple act of service is something I've carried with me ever since. It's been my mission to replicate that experience, to create systems and processes that ensure every public servant has the support they need to serve others with the same compassion and care. Our work is about removing the barriers for those who we serve, so they can serve more effectively, more efficiently, and with greater humanity and love. As Steve Jobs once said, you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the process and technology. He understood that true service starts with listening. Too often we try to solve problems from within instead of beginning with the people we serve. I think that in government, there can be a fear of losing control when we ask our employees and citizens what they need. But I found that when we start by listening and we have those examples, we gain the insights we need to get to serve better, to serve with more humanity, more precision, and with greater purpose. The social worker who helped me didn't solve my problem from afar. She met me in the hallway, looked me in the eye, and took action. That's what we can do in government when experience is integrated as part of how the mission gets done. We serve with empathy, and in doing so, we fulfill the greatest calling of public service. As it has been said based on scripture, quote, "The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others." This, to me, is what service is all about. Whether we are in government, in the military, in industry, we're here to serve something greater than ourselves. It is about fulfilling the duty to lift those up around us, to listen what they need us, and to show up when it matters most. I'd like to take a moment to really highlight the incredible work being done by so many agencies. I mean, the VA, the Veterans Experience Office, USDA, the work there, IRS, I mean, HUD, FSA, HHS, GSA, it goes on, DOD. It's great to see DOD finally embracing experience. You know, as we celebrate all of these successes, let us remember that our work is never done. There are always more challenges ahead, and it is up to us to face them with courage. With a shared commitment to service, we can break down the barriers that stand in the way of the progress. Through the customer and employee experience, we can build a government that not only serves, but excels in service to all. The future is bright because of people like you. Together, we will build a future where every citizen is seen, heard, and supported. Thank you for this incredible honor. I'm deeply humbled to work alongside many of you, and I'm really excited for what the future holds in service. Thank you.
You can tell he's a little taller than me. Congratulations again, Lee. Lee and I work together a lot on customer experience work, especially through our CX COI, and I've seen the work firsthand that he does and the commitment that he has to public service delivery and the public service. So thank you, Lee, and congratulations. So I think we will roll our next category.
In the category of Delivering Excellence in Digital Services, the winners are Wendy Baggett, Director of Product Marketing and Delivery Group at the Federal Student Aid in the U.S. Department of Education. The Public Experience Portfolio at the Technology Transformation Services in the U.S. General Services Administration. Aria Jacobson, Deputy Director for Digital Services at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The eMedicare Initiative at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The Office of Pharmaceutical Quality Knowledge Aided Assessment and Structured Application at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration Center for Drug Evaluation and Research in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The Recovery Technology Programs Division at the Federal Emergency Management Agency in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The External Affairs Office of Access and Information Services at the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The Office of Civil Rights and Liberties, Ombudsman, and Traveler Engagement Team at the Transportation Security Administration in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The Office of the Chief Information Officer in the U.S. Department of Labor. Jim Keith, Director for the Customer Service Domain at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Information Technology Enterprise Program Management Office Digitalization Team at the Transformation Strategy Office in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Where's My Refund Toolset Team at the Office of Online Services at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The First-Time Filer Customer Journey Team at the Office of Online Services at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Eric Markow, Internal Revenue Service Information Technology Director of Corporate Data for Applications Development at the Internal Revenue Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Dr. Kevin Galpin, MD, Executive Director of Telehealth Services, and Dr. Neil Evans, Chief Officer for the Office of Connected Care, Acting Program Executive Director of VA's Electronic Health Record Modernization Integration Office in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Keith Armonitis, Lead of the Information Technology Innovation Lab at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Justin Devereaux, Web Management Modernization Manager for the Office of Management and Enterprise Systems in the state of Oklahoma. Congratulations! Will these winners please stand to be recognized? In the category of Using Innovation, Data, and Breaking Down Organizational Barriers, the winners are the Rural Development Innovation Center in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Household Pulse Team at the U.S. Census Bureau in the U.S. Department of Commerce, the Leadership, Ethics, and Law Department at the U.S. Naval Academy and the U.S. Department of Defense. Ashley Sanders, Director of Analytics and Decision Support, and Isabel Metzger, Data Scientist, Office of the Chief Financial Officer in the U.S. General Services Administration. Valerie Gill, Senior Human Capital Advisor of the Administration for Children and Families in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Elaine Johansson, Director of Health Informatics Staff for the Office of Data, Analytics and Research, Office of Digital Transformation in the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The Electronic Submission Gateway Next Gen Core Team in the U.S. Food and Drug Administration in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Mark James, Director of Enterprise Cloud Services Directorate for the Office of Information and Technology at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The Customer Service Branch's Passenger Experience Survey Team at the Office of Civil Rights and Liberties, Ombudsman, and Traveler Engagement at the Transportation Security Administration in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Michael Johnson, Section Chief, Strategic Communications for the Office of Public Affairs at the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the U.S. Department of Justice. Patrick Newbold, former Assistant Deputy Commissioner for Systems, Deputy Chief Information Officer at the Social Security Administration. The Retail Securities Services at the Bureau of the Fiscal Service in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Office of Geriatrics and Extended Care Age-Friendly Health Systems in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Pittsburgh Healthcare System Employee Engagement Center at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Survey of Healthcare Experiences of Patients Team at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Veterans Integrated Service Network One Connected Care at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Vet Resources Community Network at the Veterans Experience Office in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Stephanie Jung-Dorfman, Medicaid and SNAP Enrollment and Outreach Section Manager in the Division of Medicaid Services Bureau of Eligibility and Enrollment Policy at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Congratulations. Will these winners please stand to be recognized?
Congratulations again to these winners for their remarkable achievements. Through innovation, data, and breaking down organizational barriers, they've set new standards in transforming digital services. Their dedication to pushing boundaries and enhancing efficiency is truly inspiring. And moving on to our next award. So all of these awards are amazing and inspiring to me, but I have a special appreciation for the CX Trailblazer Award. This award recognizes early adopters and pioneers who have highlighted the critical importance of enhancing government services and demonstrated its significance to our country, government employees, and citizens alike. The government provides critical services to people at all times in their lives when they need the government the most. This year, we're recognizing Leslie Wagstaffe, the director of the Customer Support Group at the Center for Consumer Information and Insurance Oversight at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Leslie is recognized for her transformative leadership at CMS, where she spearheaded crucial initiatives to enhance public service delivery. Under her direction, the Enrollment Assistance Program played a vital role in preventing millions of losing Medicaid and CHIP coverage after COVID-19, resolving 114,000 cases. She also established the No Surprises Help Desk, which has managed over 127,000 calls and addressed 82,000 complaints to protect consumers from unexpected medical bills. Additionally, Leslie was instrumental in launching the Enrollment Resolution and Reconciliation Program, which resolved complex enrollment issues for more than 4,000 consumers in 2023. Her commitment to improving health care access and protecting financial security has set new standards for excellence at CMS. Please join me in congratulating Leslie Wagstaffe as our CX Trailblazer.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a spirited group in here this evening, huh? I'm going to keep us on time. Thank you, everyone, and thank you again to the Service to the Citizen Awards Committee for this tremendous honor of being named the Customer Experience Trailblazer of 2024. The work that you guys do as this organization is truly important because, you know, we as public servants, we don't do this work for recognition. I mean, we do it because we all have a deep commitment to helping others and serving, right? But I will say, Martha, the recognition is nice. You know how to throw a party. And more importantly, it gives us the opportunity to really shine a light on the work of our teams. And my hope is that this award does just that. Because healthcare policy is hard, and some would even say incredibly complex. Even though we work really hard to get it right, it's hard to get it right 100% of the time. And even when we make significant strides and great improvements in policy and technology, it's just tough. It's tough. That's why the services our teams provide with the Marketplace Enrollment Assistance Program, the No Surprises Help Desk, and the Complex Case Help Center are so critical because they help people understand complicated concepts related to their healthcare coverage and their care, oftentimes when they're incredibly emotional and very vulnerable. And I'd like to say that I think that the successes of the programs that are being highlighted with this award all have a common theme, and that's the human touch that they bring to consumer and customer assistance. You know, in program management, we're really good about meticulously tracking metrics around enrollment data, complex case resolutions, and things of that sort. And while data is important, and it really helps us choose our priorities, it alone doesn't drive us. It's the people we touch. It's the lives we get to change. And I know that resonates with a lot of us here in this room. And as we strive to increase our efficiencies and streamline our operations, and with the dawn of ever-expanding reach of technological advances such as artificial intelligence, my hope is that we never lose this personal touch. I know there's like a little murmur going on in the room right now, but I know that this is resonating in the hearts of everybody in this room, is that personal touch, right? Right? Because, and that's only possible, I think you've heard this through some of the other speeches today, is that as we integrate our technologies into our operations, we have to remember to leave room and keep room for the people in the back, for empathy and perspective taking, right? And that's important because we as humans, we need that. We expect that. We deserve that. When we're getting services, it's very important to know that the person on the other side of the phone or on the internet gets us and hears us. And sometimes we're not always able to give the person on the other end what they need. But you know what? When you make that connection, they're able to understand that they were heard and they were seen. And that is very important in delivering services. The second reason that empathy and perspective taking is important is because that's what drives us. Y'all, this is hard sometimes. We get dragged down sometimes with all of the pressures that are on us to perform and to provide these services. But you know what? Sometimes getting up in the morning and getting to work, the thing that carries you through is when you see yourself or your mother or your brother or your sister in the people you're serving, and that is so important. And so empathy and perspective taking is important for us to keep us strong and resilient in the face of obstacles. And then the third thing, I heard the amen, amen. And then the third reason why empathy and perspective taking is very important is because when you encounter consumers and you see consumers that hit these obstacles, it then turns us into advocates to come up with solutions and enhancements to the systems to help make things better and ultimately drives to a superior customer experience. And I will say that empathy and perspective taking are two key characteristics that undergird all of the work that we do at the Consumer Support Group and ultimately lead to superior customer experiences. So tonight, I am pleased and honored to accept this award for Customer Experience Trailblazer on behalf of my teams and all of our hard work and dedication. And before I go, I'm getting ready to go, y'all. Before I go, I want to again say congratulations once again to everybody who is an awardee this year. And let's use this win behind us, right, with these awards to propel us to even greater heights in pursuit of service to the public. So thank you and good evening. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Leslie, for the work you're leading, the change you're leading at CMS. And providing simple, seamless, and secure services demands innovation, emerging technologies, and strong leadership in enhancing customer experiences. Agencies not only serve the public, but they also use their expertise to support other government entities. Now, let's hear from the achievements for our final three categories.
In the category of using innovative technologies to deliver simple, seamless, and secure services, the winners are Alexis Bonnell, Chief Information Officer at the Air Force Research Laboratory in the U.S. Department of Defense. The Proactive Performance Monitoring at the Defense Information Systems Agency in the U.S. Department of Defense. Adam McBride, former HHS HSPD 12 Senior IT Program Manager, Program Management Office Federal Lead, Next Gen XMS and AMS Systems in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Melissa Conley, Executive Director of Capability Management and Innovation at the Transportation Security Administration in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The National Contact Center in the U.S. Department of Labor. The Office of the Coordinator for Afghan Relocation Efforts in the U.S. Department of State. Lori Murphy, Licensed Independent Social Worker, Supervisor at the Veterans Health Administration Innovation Fellow in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Nicole Salvo, Section Chief of Podiatry for the Atlanta VA Healthcare System, National Deputy Podiatric Medical Director of Podiatry Services at the Veterans Health Administration in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Mary Julius, Registered Dietitian, Certified Diabetes Care and Education Specialist, and Quality Coordinator VA DoD Diabetes Self-Management Education Program at the Veterans Health Administration in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Dr. Kevin Carroll, 2024 Entrepreneur and Residence Fellow Clinical Neuropsychologist for the Northern California Healthcare System at the Veterans Health Administration in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Maria Bouchard, Director, Transformative Care Modalities for the VA Health Connect Clinical Contact Center Modernization in the VHA Office of Integrated Veteran Care at the Veterans Health Administration in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Town of Gilbert, Arizona. The Digital Outreach and Enrollment Chatbot for Covering Wisconsin. Sri Rednam, Salesforce Enterprise Architect for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Marketplace Assister Technical Support Program at General Dynamics Information Technology. The Veterans Benefits Administration Spanish Translation Team in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Congratulations! Will these winners please stand to be recognized? In the category of government agencies serving other government agencies, the winners are the IT Modernization Division at the Office of Government-Wide Policy's Office of Information Technology Policy in the U.S. General Services Administration. The Active Shooter Initiative at the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the U.S. Department of Justice. The Human Resources Quality Service Management Office HR line of business and the Office of Personnel Management. Disbursing and Debt Management at the Bureau of the Fiscal Service and the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Federal Mobility Group at the Federal CIO Council. Congratulations! Will these winners please stand to be recognized? In the category of Enabling Customer Experience Improvements, the winners are the Millennium Challenge Corporation at the Agency for International Development. Lieutenant Colonel Colin Harris, Deputy Chief for Program Development for the U.S. Air Force Reserve Command and the U.S. Department of Defense. The Federal Military Spouse Advocates at the U.S. Department of State. The Veggies for Veterans Program for the Phoenix VA Healthcare System and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Jacob Herzog, Telehealth Coordinator at the National Teleneurology Program Office in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. The Office of Customer Experience for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The Partnership for Public Service and the Office of Customer Experience at the General Services Administration. Congratulations! Will the winners please stand to be recognized? Congratulations again to this year's winners. Will all the winners please stand?
Congratulations again to these winners. We have one last award to give, and I'm going to be pleading with you to just give us your undivided attention for 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, and then you can play all you want. We'll give you lollipops on the way out if you're good boys and girls. So please give your attention, because we have our Lifetime Achievement Award coming up, and I want to respect the recognition and the people speaking. So for our next award, I'm thrilled to recognize Fernando Rivera, CEO of the Southeast Louisiana Veterans Healthcare System at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. I'd heard so many people mention the work that he had done and the impactful work that he had done from many sources, and so I was elated when we got this nomination this year for the Lifetime Achievement Award for Service to the Citizen. Fernando Rivera is honored as a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient for his distinguished career in public service, from starting as a GS5 engineer to advancing through roles such as a medical center director and acting deputy undersecretary for health, for operations and management. His journey reflects a deep commitment to enhancing veteran health care. His leadership has driven significant improvements across VA facilities, including national recognition for quality at the Martinsburg VAMC, the Gold Standard Baldrige Award for the Washington, D.C. VAMC, and the notable progress in Network 16. Fernando's focus on inclusion and cultural competency has earned accolades like the LGBTQ Healthcare Equality Index. Notably, under his leadership at Vision 5 Director, he advanced the telehealth services, launched the Integrated Disability Evaluation System, and restored VA health care in the Gulf South. His proactive response during COVID-19 pandemic set national standards, caring for over 1,600 patients and integrating responses across healthcare systems. Fernando Rivera's career exemplifies a profound dedication to improving the healthcare of veterans, setting high standards for excellence and service. Thank you, Fernando, for your service, your dedication, and commitment to the veterans. Please join me in congratulating Fernando Rivera.
Whoa, I can tell you I don't deserve this recognition, and I'm deeply, deeply grateful. I'm even more grateful for Ms. Martha, because she's given me about 90 minutes to make comments this evening, and so thank you, as we say in the Deep South in New Orleans. Thank you, Ms. Martha. We really appreciate that. On all seriousness, I'm one of the luckiest people in the world. I'm what the American dream is all about. I came to this country after a really terrible revolution in Cuba. I was born in the Navy hospital in Havana, Cuba in 1960. A year later, my father was executed by the new government because he was a lieutenant in the Navy, the Cuban Navy, and he was fighting for the freedom of Cuban citizens. My grandfather, who was a captain in the Navy, was sentenced to 20 years. And my mother, as a single parent, got both of her parents and me out of the country. And we arrived in New Orleans in 1969, after she had served for 15 months in a concentration camp waiting for a visa to come in. So I learned at a very early age what freedom meant, what freedom was about. And then I lucked out. I ended up in New Orleans because New Orleans was very similar to Havana. The Cuban flag was actually designed in New Orleans, and there's a lot of common history. And then I ended up in the VA, where at the beginning didn't quite understand, working at the VA hospital in New Orleans, what we were doing there. I was an engineering graduate, civil engineering graduate from the University of New Orleans. Woo! And so I was about building things and didn't understand all these guys who had missing limbs, who were hurting, who were in our hospital beds. And then later, I began to understand that they represented what sacrifices are needed to defend our freedoms so we can enjoy an evening like we're enjoying tonight, feeling safe, because of their sacrifices. And then I realized what a gift I had been given. Understanding what the price of freedom meant that I would be as committed as I would be able to serve those who had served us. And I've dedicated my entire career to serving veterans in the VA, and I'm very proud of that. It is at the VA that I met the most beautiful, most wonderful, most perfect person that I've known for the last 32 years, my wife Stacy, who's here with me tonight. And she is at the center of who I am and everything about me. And I am so grateful for you. Thank you. And so in that sense, I learned how important it was that we set an example, not just serving veterans, but set an example in the communities where we serve, that we support each other. I also really began to fall in love with the fact that within the VA, we're a family, and we love each other. We take care of each other. We may not even know each other, but immediately we know each other. And then I came here tonight, right? And it's the same vibe. It's the same feeling. We are a family here. It doesn't matter where you work. Doesn't matter where you work. Doesn't matter that we don't know each other, but we know what we're about. We know what we're committed to. We know how beautiful and how special this country that we're privileged to live in is, and what it means to be able to serve in this country. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I say that this recognition tonight is about a gift that I was given a long, long time ago. And I'm grateful for the recognition, but let me tell you, it's about who we are and what we are about. And I rejoice in it the way I hope that each and every one of you get to rejoice in it. I have good friends in this room, friends that I've worked with for years. I'm thinking of Dr. Neil Evans, who I had the privilege of working with, Stacy Vasquez, who was just wonderful and continues to be wonderful. Some still in the VA, some not in the VA. Our leadership and veterans experience is extremely, extremely important. And I know that each and every one of you have the same connection. You know people who have influenced your life, who have been part of your commitment and part of who you are. I would say to you that any one of us in the room could be up here right now. Any one of us could be telling our story, and our story would be just as special as I think my story of this American dream is to me. And for that, I am very, very grateful. I'm grateful to be part of this family tonight, and I take each and every one of you in my heart and with me back to New Orleans to celebrate this gift that we have of being able to serve others each and every day. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Fernando Rivera. I think you can tell why he was chosen for this year's Lifetime Achievement Award. I've been asked for years why I connected so much with customer experience and citizen services. Well, I worked in the Office of Citizen Services for 15 years at GSA. Woohoo! But when you see the love that all of our award winners have talked about, there's just a common thread that runs through people in the government and the way that they want to deliver services to their customers, regardless of who those customers are, and their employees. So that's my little story. But now we'll go on to our next shining star, our closing keynote, which is Barbara Morton, which is the Chief Veteran Experience Officer at the Department of Veterans Affairs, where she's been for the past 8 years. Barbara's leadership at the VA and across the federal experience community has resulted in tremendous impact. She co-leads the Secretary's Customer Experience Insight Engine, supporting and enabling the department in providing the highest quality experiences in the delivery of care, benefits, memorial services to the service members, their families, caregivers, and survivors. Barbara is responsible for building a lasting CX capability at the VA and sharing best practices across the government with other federal agencies. She's built a mature customer experience capability in government. She's been recognized as a 2022 Samuel J. Hyman Service to America Award winner for Management Excellence, a 2021 Service to the Citizen Government Executive of the Year, a 2019 Service to the Citizen Award winner, and a 2019 Gears of Government President's Award in transforming VA's capabilities to provide veterans with an excellent customer experience. There's so much I could say about Barbara, but if you can Google that and find all that information. But I will share that she's has an avid love for watching professional tennis, and she loves bubbles in a glass. So those are our two things we have in common. Please welcome Barbara Morton.
Was that my VEO team that said I was a unicorn? Angela, I know it was. It is just, I love the love theme. I think, so Lauren started this love theme a little while ago. First of all, it's wonderful to be here. And Martha, I just have to bow down and honor you and your entire team. You, every single year, you bring this community together, and you have been the trailblazer. I always say this, Martha has been sort of the trailblazer for so many years, and we are so grateful for you and your team. Thank you for giving us this night. Appreciate it. And to all of the awardees, the winners tonight, congratulations to each of you. This is such an incredible honor and a wonderful opportunity for us to gather and celebrate all of your individual and collective achievements. So congratulations to each one of you and your teams again. So as I talked about love, I have to say that I absolutely love and adore this community. And the community extends far beyond my VA family. It's in agencies, other partners around us. And the thing that I love about all of you is not exactly only what you do to improve the experiences of those we serve, but it's the chronic choice you continue to make to do that. And each one of us in this room has been at a crossroads at some point in our life, right? Lots of choices. Which choice do you make? Do you go right? Do you go left? And this room of people and online have continually chosen service and the drive to change the experiences that we provide in government to members of the public. So I really want to honor that at every crossroad you all have made these choices. So love that about our community. And to close, yes, thank you guys. And I think as we enter a time of great transition before us, I feel like there might be something happening this fall that we're all aware of. One thing I was thinking for myself personally, to keep close, and I hope that you all can take this with you. I love quotes. Those of you who know me know that I love to end with a quote. And this quote you may be familiar with, and it is as follows: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Take that, carry that with you, and I will look forward to seeing all of you a year from now to celebrate the next generation of accomplishments. Thank you.
So with that, on the behalf of the selection committee, everyone attending today, and the sponsors, thank you for your service and for celebrating these outstanding achievements. A special thank you to our volunteers and the PSLA team, of which is 2 more people other than me, just to be clear. We are small, we're lean and mean. Special thank you to our volunteers and PSLA team. As I said, we appreciate your trust in making the event possible. As we look ahead to 2025 Service to the Citizen Awards, start thinking about those who deserve recognition. I've already seen a lot of outstanding programs over the past several months since the nominations closed. They'll open in the new year. And as we conclude our 7th Service to the Citizen Awards, we extend our gratitude to all public servants, especially the current and past award winners. Thank you to everyone here in person and joining us virtually. And let's give all of our award winners one final round of applause. With that, enjoy your evening.